What's up, guys? It's episode 349. Welcome back to the show.
Never slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Before you listen to this episode, I want to direct your attention over to the review section of Apple or Spotify or wherever you're listening right now. Please review the show and give me 5 stars before you continue listening. I'll wait. Takes 2 seconds. You should be done by now. Okay. Click 5 stars. There's stars 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Click 5 stars, tap all 5 of them, submit it, you're done. Now we can get into the show. Hey, what's up? It's Jacqueline. Welcome back to the show. Hi, how are you? Thanks for being here. So, happy Labor Day weekend. We're heading into, it's September. What? So happy Labor Day weekend. California is very summery right now. We're having a little heat wave. It's been in the 80s here on the coast. We survived the hurricane. I haven't talked to you since Hurricane Hillary. That was crazy. So yeah, happy Labor Day weekend. Let's do a podcast. I have a few show and tell items today. I'm really excited to share with you a couple things that I've recently helped myself out with that I've complained on this podcast about like all the time. Like I finally solved my own problem and I want to tell you about it and I want to show you what I've been doing. So stay tuned for that. I have a couple show and tell items. We're going to use ChatGPT today because I just thought of this brilliant idea that would have been extremely helpful. I can't say what I was about to say. It's too fucked up. We're going to use ChatGPT. You'll see what I mean when we get into the ChatGPT segment. I've got just like general life updates, things I've been into lately and like, or things I've been up to lately. But before I get into the episode, I got a couple things to get off my chest. Okay. I am currently sitting in TikTok 200 view jail and it's a problem. Okay. I'm coming up on my 3-year podcasting anniversary next week. I will be recording my 350th solo episode. And yet when you go to my TikTok, now riddle me this, you go to my TikTok, I'm posting these fabulous podcast clips. Okay. They're getting 200 views and 40 likes. What the fuck? Okay. If you're the industry right now, this is my cry for help. Okay. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. This is desperate energy. I know this might not be a good look for me. If you are the industry right now, okay, I'm noticing this trend with a few people popping up all of a sudden. If you are the industry right now and you're watching me, I'm ready to be planted. Okay, plant me. I don't know what else to do at this point. The 200 views on TikTok aren't growing my audience, aren't helping me out in any, like, I just don't know what to do. Social media is a fucking desert right now for content creators. No, I think anyone watching this right now would agree that it's not because of my lack of sauce and charm and charisma and authenticity and all of the things it takes to be a successful content creator, especially on a platform like TikTok. Okay. It's not the lack of that. Okay. So I'm at a loss. I guess all I have to say is, if you're watching this, follow me on TikTok, like my TikToks. I just feel like that's where I need to be right now and I need to grow and it's not happening. I don't understand. So like, follow, comment, engage. And if you're the industry, plant me, put me somewhere. I don't know where I would belong in the internet sphere other than podcasting, because this is my wheelhouse. This is my love. This is my passion. I mean, I've had so many conversations with people over the last couple of years about my podcast and they're at a loss. They're just like, Jacqueline, what the fuck are you doing? Okay. You clearly love this. You're clearly passionate about it. You should be making a fuck ton of money. Like, what is going on? And it's so funny when people meet me and they're like, oh, I thought your podcast was like your main source of income. I thought that was like what, and I'm like, bitch, are you not looking at my views on, like, I'm getting 200, I have 112 YouTube subscribers. I'm getting, knowing my engagement is dog shit. I post something on Instagram, it gets like 2 like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? So I'm ready to, again, it's my 3-year podcasting anniversary. For my anniversary, a gift I am asking from the universe and from the industry is to be planted. Plant me, okay? I show up every week. I do this. There isn't a lack of consistency happening here. There isn't a lack of the passion or the love of podcasting. There isn't a lack of any of that. I don't know what the lack is. I'm trying to figure that out for myself. I'm like, what am I not doing right? Because again, it's not because of the lack of the sauce and the charm. It's not because of that. What is the lack? Why am I getting 200 views on TikTok? Why am I in 200 view TikTok jail? Am I not likable? Is it because I'm always yelling on here and always bitching and complaining and ranting? Is it because I'm too negative? I gotta like continue the episode now after this, and I don't really know where to go. I honestly don't. I'm too focused on this goddamn 200 view TikTok jail, and everyone's complaining about it. So I know I'm not alone, but like, I want to know, actually I thought about this with the industry plants. I want to look up industry plants throughout history. Like, cause it's a thing. People are saying, okay, obviously like the Bobby thing. People are like, oh, Bobby's a plant. The recent guy that's all over, Joe Rogan shit, the rich man north of Richmond guy, like people are like, oh, he's a plant. Industry plant bans. Oh, there's been like bans and shit. Okay. Pre-90s examples of industry plants on Reddit here. Industry plants. Anyways, I'll go down the rabbit hole if I keep reading up on this, but it is an interesting topic, and I feel like it's a thing right now because I just keep hearing about it. Industry plants. Here, I'll just tell you what the definition is, because you might be like, what are you talking about? Why do you want to be planted? What is this industry plant thing? It means what it sounds like the industry, Hollywood, whatever, puts someone, they like make someone famous. They like they blow them up and make them relevant all of a sudden, out of thin air. So it says the first time, this is an article on bubblegumclub.com. The first time I actively looked up the term industry plant was in 2018 when I heard the song Oceanized by the artist Billie Eilish. I'd heard the phrase in passing before years prior, but my active fascination with it grew more and more once I started researching who the artist is. People think Billie was a plant? Whatever. Once you go down the rabbit hole, you realize that any artist signed or backed by a label could be described as an industry plant one way or another. That's not a very definitive, insightful, or progressive way to approach the music business now, is it? Is it? I'm so good at reading. Articles. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. Whatever. Industry planting is a thing. Was 50 Cent an industry plant? A thread on the influential forum Kanye to the... I don't know. I think the whole Bobby Drake thing was like such a mind fuck for people that they couldn't see it. The only way they could make it make sense was to think that she was an industry plant, because like how would that relationship ever happen? Like how would Drake ever get under the covers and record a podcast with a girl? Like people, I think it was that whole thing, like Drake with her, like it made no sense. But yeah, I never talked about that drama. There was a whole like falling out thing with them, but I heard that it was because of some copyright strike she got, like a song Drake played on the interview. She had to like take all that down because of that. She didn't want to go, there's like legal stuff she would have to go through if she didn't take the video down. So it was like, okay, what do? I just take the video down and move on, and I don't know. But then like Drake unfollowed her or something. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I've been loosely following that Bobby Drake thing recently. Let's get into my day. Okay, let's transition. I feel like I haven't given you any life updates, like where have I been, what have I been up to. Let's get into the hell of the one hell of a morning that I have been through. Okay, I'm gonna bust through these life updates real quick because I want to share with you those things I mentioned earlier about helping myself and how I want to help you help yourself, because I figured it out for me, and if I figured it out for me, maybe you can figure it out for you. We'll get into that. But yeah, let's just recap the morning I've had and what happened upon waking up, because I just turned 29. I'm not 30 yet, but I'm also not 22 anymore. Okay. What am I saying? I'm noticing. I've noticed a difference in my recovery and my overall like wellness, my ability to like heal, especially from, like my early 20s to now. And like I basically what I'm trying to say is I woke up this morning for the first time in my life with excruciating low back pain. Like I've had soreness in my back, like, okay, whatever, like I work out and it gets sore, sure. This was like a sharp pain shooting down my back, and I could not roll over to give Corey a morning kiss. Like it was that, like I was trying to do it, and that's when I felt the little pinch. And of course he's dying laughing because he threw his back out last year and I had to take care of him, and he's been waiting and waiting and waiting. He's like it's so satisfying whenever I get hurt, because he's the one that's always hurt. Because he's like older than me or whatever. And he's like, just at a different, he's getting, it's like that contrast is really funny to watch. Like how he goes, oh, you'll recover. He literally was like, you'll recover from this in 60 seconds. And what do you know? I like immediately started feeling better. It just like pulled weird. And then I did put on a back brace, my waist trainer thing. And then we walked Jimmy to the beach and like let him run in the water and shit. And it started to feel better. But yeah, that was my morning. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting the other part? Oh, okay. So yesterday I went to the races, the Del Mar horse races for the first time. And it was fun. Corey was there with a group, like it was like a real estate thing. And I was his plus one. I show up, and it was like the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like I've seen it on TV. I don't follow horse racing. I don't really know much about it, like the minutia and like how it all works. But it was just like awe-inspiring. I don't know. There's something about watching horses like race, or just like seeing horses like trot around, like even the horses that were like, I don't know, they have like the Western saddles and they're like next to the racing horses and they like take them to the gate, like just seeing those horses do their thing and ride around, and they're just so special. And I don't know if that's like a human thing, like it's like ingrained in us or whatever. It's like in our whatever, it's like in our nature to be super fond of horses and to like have this affinity for them. Because I was thinking about it, I'm like, every time I see a horse, I just feel like this special thing, this energy thing, where I'm like, they're just so beautiful, they're so magical, they're so majestic and powerful and like all these amazing things. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, maybe it's because for the longest time that was our mode of transportation and we all had horses to get around, and like but it was sweet, and at the same time extremely sad, because for some reason I'm like watching the race, and we were betting on the races. I don't really know how to bet or do it, but like I had this little book with me and I was like circling the ones I wanted to win and like the top 3 I wanted, and then we'd go place our bets, and then we'd come back with our little card, and then as the race is going on, we're like watching the numbers shift on the screen, and we're like seeing who wins. It's just like it's like part of it. I feel like if you're going to the races, like you have to bet on horses. It's like, I don't know, it's like the fun, it's like why you would go there anyways. But it also made me extremely depressed and sad, because I'm like, they're literally like being worked to death because money's on the line. Like I thought about it, like there's so much money in horse racing. There's so many people betting on these horses. Like they want them to win. So it's like they probably, I don't know what how ethical it is or whatever, but like, it doesn't seem like, I feel like it's pretty brutal. And I know that this Del Mar racetrack is like the deadliest track in the country, or one of them. I know in the last racing season, the last racing season to this one, there's been like 7 deaths. So where they have to like literally inject them with something, and just because they like roll an ankle. It's like horses, it's like if they like trip and roll an ankle, it's like they're done. They have no more use in racing, and like they don't really rehab them. They just put them out. They just put them down. So anyways, what I'm getting to is I had a great time. You know, Corey and I are at the races. We're eating what are we eating? We got fucking chicken strips and fries, truffle fries. We were drinking, I was drinking Coors Light the whole time. I think I had like, I don't know why. We were there for like 4 hours. Probably had like 6 Coors Lights and chicken fingers and all this crap. And anyways, the hell of a morning I'm getting to. I don't really think this connects, but I wanted to tell you I went to the races and it was a great time. So there's that story. But I'm like, okay, we roll out of bed a little slow this morning. We don't go to the gym. We get coffee. We walk Jimmy to the beach. I threw my back out, right? Probably because I was wearing like 6-inch heels and walking around the races all day yesterday, which was stupid. Recently, that's something I've noticed. Whenever I wear heels now, the next day my back hurts. Like really bad. So that's a problem because I'm not going to stop wearing heels, obviously. But anyways. So why am I making this so dramatic? I literally was like, I'm going to do a cold plunge. Okay. I'm puffy from the chicken fingers. I feel kind of groggy. Like I want a podcast. I want to feel energized today and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, I'm going to cold plunge. Okay. I run the bath and I put it on the coldest water. And here in California, the pipes are hot. Okay. They're not hot, but it's not like in Washington where I grew up, where the water, like just like turning, like you could do an actual cold shower because the pipes are cold. Here, it's kind of like it's summertime. The water doesn't come out freezing cold. So I have a whole container of ice in my freezer that I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna work. I'll just dump this ice in once it's full and I'll do a little cold plunge ice bath thing. So long story short, why am I making this so dramatic? I dumped the ice in. I had to wait like 20 minutes for the water to fill up. We're not in a drought anymore. Hurricane Hillary came through. It's all good. Don't worry about the waste of water. We're fine. You know what I mean? So I fill the water. It took like 20 minutes to get the bath full. I take the ice and I dump it in, get naked. I have a 2 Bears, 1 Cave podcast going on in my headphones. I'm stoked. I'm like getting my body ready. I'm like, you know, doing the pre-ice, pre-cold plunge kind of like mental prep. I got 2 Bears, 1 Cave in. I'm looking at the ice floating on the top. I'm getting real nervous because it's like, fuck, you know, this is going to be so fucking cold. And I had a full like freezer, you know, like the big tub in the freezer of ice that fills up. That thing was completely full. And I'm like, there's no way this is going to fucking freeze my ass off. Okay. So I'm all excited. I'm like groggy. I'm like, you know, I didn't work out. I want to like feel energized. I want to get like this adrenaline or whatever, norepinephrine, fight or flight response kicked in so I can like do my podcast, have a lot of energy and like get going with my day. Okay. I'm like ready to go. Right. I fucking dip 1 toe in this water, lukewarm. I spent all that time getting the water ready, dumping the ice in, getting hyped up for my cold plunge. I get under the water and like it wasn't even a challenge. I just go under. It's lukewarm. Okay. Lukewarm. So yes, I was so discouraged. I was like, fuck, you know, I was so excited for this ice bath. And I'm sitting in there going, okay, do I like put a bathrobe on, walk to 7-Eleven and like get a big thing of ice now and like redo this? Or do I just call it, just take the L? I actually took a cold shower after because I was so fucking pissed. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just do a cold shower. And that woke me up more than the cold plunge did. But that might, you know, yeah, that might have been a bad idea. What am I saying? I just had this side thought about all these biohacking things people are doing now to like optimize their health and like feel good and feel energized. And this guy, I'll just tell you real quick, because the cold plunge thing reminded me of this. This guy on TikTok was talking about how like he thinks the Andrew Huberman advice and like the whole Huberman husband thing is gonna be like the new veganism. And he's like, basically all these influencers and scientists, all these people have come online and they've deconstructed every aspect of human health, and they're selling it in these little compartments. Like, okay, cold showers, sunlight in the eyes, delay your caffeine. Like they do all these like little they sell all these little singular tips and tricks. And I don't know, the guy broke it down and he's like, people are, it's becoming like, when people talk about this stuff now, it's sounding like how vegans sound when they're talking about like not eating meat and how, and like the benefits of being plant-based and blah, blah, blah. It's like people are now like talking about like everywhere I go now, it's like people are like cold plungers, and they're, what's like the other big thing? Cold plunge sauna, obviously, delaying the caffeine. Oh, dipping their ice or their water. Fuck. Woo! These mushrooms aren't kicking in. I'll share with you these mushrooms in a sec. Not those kind of mushrooms, different mushrooms. People are dunking their face in ice. I've been doing that actually a lot recently. Like waking up in the morning, not drinking coffee, but like taking a bowl of water and ice and just like dunking their face in it. Oh, like what's the other one? I don't know. There's just all these tips and tricks around holistic wellness and biohacking and shit, and everyone's selling it, like making it seem like it's the end all be all. And I don't know, this guy's TikTok, maybe I'll find it and play it later, but probably not. The way he broke it down was just so like on point. I'm like, damn. Because I've always said that I think it's good to pick and choose what works for you and like go with that. But what am I saying? Like, yeah, do what works for you and make decisions based on like, it should be like more of I think health and wellness should be an intuitive process. It shouldn't be like, oh, this is what Andrew Huberman told me to do, and so therefore I'm going to do it. It should feel, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know what? This might be a good segue into my supplement routine, because I literally decided on taking these supplements from shit I saw online, and then also my own research, people talking about it online, and then my own trial and error, like with these supplements and like feeling a certain way when I take them, et cetera, et cetera. So like I chose these because I know they work for me, and whenever I take them, I feel amazing. And let's get into my new supplement routine that's given me the most energy I've ever had in my adult life. As some of you may know, if you're a regular listener, I have been complaining about my energy levels and my chronic fatigue for like, I feel like a year now, or like most of this year. You know, at some point on the podcast, I'll come on here and complain about being tired, or like how I don't understand why I need a nap every day or whatever. So it's been extremely discouraging, and I feel like I can't figure it out. I can't get it right. It's been discouraging because I feel like I prioritize my health. I get the good sleep. I exercise every day. I drink the water. I eat the right foods. I'm like, doing everything like I'm doing everything people would recommend me to do. If they're like, yeah, this is, so what am I saying? I saw my doctor about a month ago, and all of my stuff came back perfect. Like I didn't have any deficiencies or any like hormone things, or everything was fine biologically. Like everything they tested came back as if nothing is wrong with me, or like I'm not missing anything. So I was like, well, okay, so that's not it. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go back to some supplements that I've used in the past that worked for me, and I'm going to combine all of them now. Like I'm going to really beef up my supplement routine, and I'm going to add in a couple new things that I haven't been doing that I've heard good things about. And let's start off with diet. Okay. Besides these supplements I take every day, I have been eating steak. I'd say on average over the last couple months, I'd say 3 to 5 times a week. Like that's 3 to 5 steak dinners. It's not like I'm eating it eating steak for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but I've been eating it, way more regularly. Now, what's interesting about the steak thing, because I follow the Carnivore Aurelius guy. I'm a big fan of all the shit he posts, and I know it's extremely like dogmatic, and he's got like he's very very into the whole like primal diet thing, like eating butter and cheese and fermented foods and eggs and beef and organs, and he's kind of like a liver king. Okay, his approach to everything is very Liver King-esque. Liver, is he still like, what happened? I just thought of him in the whole steroid thing. Like, is he still doing like doing the same thing, like making content about like bull testicles and shit? Anyway, so yeah, I'm into that like steak diet thing. I see a lot of people come out, a lot of women too, and say that, it changed their life. They feel so much more energy and they feel better after eating steak. And I relate to that. So in a lot of ways, because I don't know what it is and I can't explain it, but literally every time I finish eating a steak, I'm like, fuck, I'm like craving it. I'm like, I need this. And I don't know I honestly don't know all the science and like the ingredients or whatever, the minerals in steak. Like, I know it's got like, people call it a superfood now, which is fucking insane because it's been demonized for so long by the health, and who are the health people, the health what do we call them, not the FDA, I don't know, who are the people telling us what to do during the pandemic? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been demonized. We've been told that it's like, it raises cholesterol, raises your risk of cancer. It's got all these, it's like good to reduce your red meat intake because of it was always like a cholesterol thing and a heart disease thing. Anyways, and I feel like, so what I've read is like all those studies are based off of people that were like also smokers, alcoholics, like they weren't living a healthy lifestyle. So I think the reason why people are eating steak now and they're seeing all these amazing benefits is because they're extremely health focused and they don't eat bullshit. They literally eat like steak and veggies, or like just steak and eggs and like avocados and shit, or like fruit. They're eating clean and they're eating a lot of steak at the same time. Which is okay. Does that make sense? So I identify as one of those types of people where I keep it tight, now I'm adding steak. Okay. I've been eating salmon. I've been eating chicken. I've been doing the shrimp, the fish, the sushi. Like, I eat a lot of that kind of meat, but and red meat was always like a once in a while thing when we go to a steakhouse. Like, that'd be like it would be like a treat. Like, oh, we're going to go to Ruth Chris and get a fucking filet or whatever. So, or Fleming's, or, wherever we're at. We usually do it when we travel, or it's always like an occasion to like go get a big steak. So, but now it's not. Now it's like a weekly thing where I'm buying steaks all the time. We're cooking them up. I had one last night. And what I'm getting to is I've never had more fucking energy. And I think it's because I'm also taking these supplements. And I know that's what you're waiting on me to talk about. So, let me just get into the first supplement. Okay. Let's start with water. Okay. So I talked about eating more steak. Water. So I came across a video that changed my mind about water, because everyone preaches, drink more water, drink a gallon of water a day, drink as much water as possible. Like, people are like, in the health and fitness industry, they're constantly like pushing the water intake thing, like drink water. Now, that's always been a thing ever since I've gotten into health fitness. I've always known that, like, drink a gallon of water a day is like a good goal. Okay. However, recently I noticed the whole salt your water trend. Okay. Put salt in your water. Now, I guess that's better because of the electrolytes it gives you, and it actually hydrates you. And I guess in order to be hydrated, you need to have the sodium with the water to like get into your cells and hydrate them properly, something like that. Again, I'm not a nutritionist. I don't really know much about this, but this is what I've heard. So drink a gallon of water a day, but also salt it. That's a trend now. But there's another level to this, and this is something I've been doing. Okay. These are fulvic acid trace mineral drops. This is a dropper with 72 trace minerals, It says electrolyte supports gut, skin and brain health, energy, and pH balance. I just got these on Amazon. There's a lot of companies that make these. This is just from The Healthy Life for Me is the company. Anyways, this video I watched talked about putting minerals in your water and how this girl was like, yeah, I've been putting these drops in my water every day. She used to be a fitness influencer. She was preaching the gallon of water a day, and she had all these health. A lot of these fitness influencers come out with all these health complications, and their thyroids get all fucked up from all the diets they're on and all the random things they ingest. And but yeah, she came on and influenced me to buy fulvic acid mineral drops. So that's this is like the big thing, the big change that I've been doing, and I feel great. I don't know how to explain all of these in combination. What I'm trying to get to today is I'm no longer fatigued. I'm not taking naps, and I feel great. Like I feel so like up all the time. Like I'm not a wilted little flower anymore. So I do a couple droppers in my water every day. And I'm also putting like fresh mint leaves and lemon in my water, like just for fun. Now, post gym. Okay. Every time, I used to take this all the time, but I forgot about it, and now I'm taking it. L-glutamine. Every time I work out, right after my workout, it's a powder. I scoop this in my water. I'm taking L-glutamine. This says it supports intestinal and immune health, essential for protein synthesis. And yeah, it's just good for overall recovery. And like I think it's good for like if people that have like IBS always talk about L-glutamine. Like it's good for your gut lining, or like it helps with your digestion. But that's my post-workout supplement. I always take that. Corey has these little creatine gummies. You're supposed to take 5 at a time, but like I also will just take like one creatine gummy a day now. It's like a random thing. I don't know. I'm just like, okay, I don't know if any of this shit works. Like I feel a difference. So I feel like it's working. But like my brain's like a little bit of this here and a little bit of this here. Even if it's not every day, it's going to maybe help, or like over time it might help. So fulvic acid, L-glutamine. Now, the big boy as far as energy goes is my beef liver. Okay. I used to talk about beef liver supplements on my podcast back in the day, and I would go on like a beef liver kick for a few months, then I'd stop taking them, and then I would start taking them again. These are a game changer. Like I saw a nutritionist talk about how she doesn't recommend a multivitamin for women. She recommends the beef liver supplements because these are just good. I feel like these are just good for everything. I don't really know, but when I take 6 capsules a day, and I try to take these in the morning, energy is so solid all day long. So I do beef liver. Now this is the other new thing I've been taking, and I used to take. So it's funny. I'm like, it's like learn from the past or whatever, or like do what works for you that worked in the past. Like I'm revisiting these supplements that I remember when I used to take this in combination. I was always bouncing it off the walls with energy, and it's like, fuck, I forgot. Like this whole year, I should have been taking these 2 things, and now I'm finally whatever. But I'm taking the beef liver in the morning with this mushroom complex supplement. It's got lion's mane, turkey tail, reishi, cordyceps, maitake, and chaga. You've probably heard about 4-sigmatic, like mushroom coffee. Like this is not new information to me. Like I've known about beef liver. I was buying beef liver caps before Liver King came out and was like, hey, I'm the CEO of this fucking company. Like I was a big ancestral supplements supporter from the jump. Okay. But it's funny how like now I like forgot about this shit, and now I'm like taking it again. Same with this. I used to always take lion's mane. I was a lion's mane chick for a long time. So this combo in the morning for energy. Okay. It also helps with when you're drinking coffee. I feel like now the other thing I'm missing here is ashwagandha. I do know that that's good for like keeping you even keel, especially in the morning when you're like working and trying to get shit done. Like you don't want to be jittery from coffee. So I think what's helping is, yeah, I'm still drinking black coffee, but the beef liver and the mushroom complex caps are like keeping my energy sustained, especially because coffee used to spike me and then I would crash. Now I'm not crashing. Okay, so we've got fulvic acid, mineral drops, trace mineral drops. You can also get those in a capsule. I feel like I'm on QVC right now. L-glutamine post-workout in your water, mushroom caps, beef liver caps. Okay, I'm also on an SSRI. I've been on an SSRI for like 3 years. So forgot to add that into the mix, but I'm on like the lowest dose. I'm also taking that, which is just good for everything for me. Okay. Woo. So I'm also eating in the morning. I don't intermittent fast. So is this all over the place? I hope this is like helping right now. If you're someone out there, if you're struggling with energy levels, just maybe consider looking these up and reading about them. Again, this is not like health I'm not a doctor. What I have to say, I have to do this. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. This is just what works for me. I would say consider researching the beef liver supplements. If you're not taking them and you've never taken them and you've heard about it, I've noticed the biggest difference in my energy from taking these. Okay. Now let's move into NMN. Okay. There's this guy I swear I watched this, I don't even know, like 5 years ago on Rogan talk about NMN. I don't even know what it stands for. I just know that they did some test on mice with NMN and their like the aging markers were like extremely delayed, or not delayed. I don't know the terminology. They were like the mice that took NMN versus the ones that didn't weren't aging as fast. Like all of the markers of aging were like way down compared to the regular mice that weren't taking it. So I've seen people come out, and this is from Renew by Science. I'm a big fan of this company. They also have like other anti-aging supplements. What's the other one? NAD. They have resveratrol. I don't know how to say it. They've got a whole collection of supplements on their site, and I'm a big fan of everything they put out. So it's a nicotinamide mononucleotide, NMN, 500 milligrams. I take 2 caps a day. So the reviews on this are crazy. Like I've seen people post before and after pictures of their face, and it'll be like 6 months or whatever, and it's like they just look like a healthier, more vibrant, vital person, if that makes sense. Like it helps with people talk about like they're losing wrinkles when they take this, like they feel like they're a kid again, they have so much more energy, blah blah blah. So I was influenced. Okay, I fucking bought this and I think I'm on my 4th month. Now I'm a big believer that supplements aren't a one size fits all thing. Like I was reading reviews thinking this is the only supplement I need to like feel energized. Okay, no, bitch, you need to start eating steak. Okay, you need to start putting minerals in your water, and you need to start taking beef liver caps plus the mushroom. Like all of this in combination is what I feel like. This is why I'm even coming on here today. I'm just so stoked that I feel like I finally figured out a supplement routine that's working and like giving me actual like, or helping me have natural energy or like sustained energy throughout the day, which has been my biggest problem and the biggest thing I've struggled with, I feel like, this year, health-wise. So, NMN, this is also great for hangovers. Like, people always talk about, like, taking NMN and they don't get as hungover. But then you have to take this in combination with, this, like, does something to the body. I was reading, you also need to take, what was the other thing you had to take with it? This is taurine. Take that. I feel like I'm missing a supplement bottle here. Just read about it. NMN. It's the other supplement I'm taking. Now, my nails they've been so brittle and cracked and like shitty. So this is kind of a random, just supplement I'm adding in here. The advanced skin, nails, and hair, supplements from Solgar supplements. Immediately my nails are just shooting off and growing. Like I used to take collagen, which I should still be taking. I usually get the big tub at Costco, but, this has got MSM. I'm taking meth, guys. Methysulfone. This has got meth in the word twice. Methylsulfonylmethane. I don't know. It's hair, skin, and nail supplements. I'm not the best. Like, I'm always like, my nails never grow. They're so short. It's like, let's just take these. This is like, it's got vitamin C, zinc, copper, MSM, L-proline, L-lysine. I don't know. Again, all this together is I've never felt better in my fucking life. D3 and K2. Big D. Okay. If you're going to start somewhere, and I'm getting Corey into supplements, magnesium's responsible. This is like the shittiest brand. I need to replace these because this literally has like rapeseed oil in it. Okay. So I'm going to run out of these and then repurchase a cleaner magnesium. Like, I don't even know why I bought these. I think these were at Costco and I just grabbed them. But if you're going to start somewhere and you're not taking vitamin D and magnesium every day, like, I think those are the two supplements that, from my research and just what I've heard over the years, like, just start here. Magnesium before bed every night, take vitamin D every day. This has K2 in it, and I guess this helps it absorb better. This is from Sports Research. I'm a big fan of their supplements. So I take a D3 every day, magnesium before bed. Magnesium, I heard it supports like 300 functions in the body. So it's like good for everything. And a lot of people are deficient in it. If you exercise, if your muscles are sore, like, this is great for recovery and I guess relaxing your muscles, especially before sleep. Good for if you have, if you're like constipated and you're not going to the bathroom regularly, magnesium. I also take that in the form of these calm powder. What is this stuff called? The magnesium calm powder. Take this before bed with cherry juice. Oh my God, I'm a cherry juice bitch. So everyone on TikTok or like social media has been, it's funny, everything I talk about now is like, oh, I heard it on TikTok. I saw it. It's like, how did we fucking get, like, honestly, how did we get here as a society? Like, what is 2023? What is this? Like, I'm pushing, I feel like I feel like a little like teeny bopper. Like, I saw it on TikTok. It's like, no, I'm fucking 30 talking about it. It appeals to all generations. You got to give it that. I mean, this social media, I mean, you got the grandmas on the Facebook, you got the millennials on the Instagram, you got the Gen Zers on the TikTok. It's just like, we're all on it. So, anyways, I was in the sauna and this girl was telling me about cherry juice. She's like, yeah, I saw this TikTok. Everyone's taking tart cherry juice before bed. And she's like, yeah, I mixed my magnesium calm powder in it and I never slept better and blah, blah, blah. And I'm doing the same thing now. I've never slept better. Okay. And Corey gets pissed off because I fucking pass out. Like, on nights where he doesn't want me to fall asleep so quickly, if you know what I'm saying. So like, literally it knocks me out and I sleep so well. I'm getting like 2 hours of REM sleep. I don't even know how that's possible. I feel like so I have my Apple Watch, and it tracks it. Before all of this, I was sleeping like, I said I was sleeping like 7 to 9 hours. My quality was really bad. And now my quality is really good. And I'm actually getting deep sleep and like core sleep or REM sleep is like almost 2 hours sometimes. Last but not least, and I got to move into the other stuff that I want to help you out with. This for the ladies. This is all for the girls. Guys. Okay. Not guys, girls. This is for the ladies. I told you this before. My Instagram, it's like, I started out my podcast 3 years ago. My audience was like 80% male, 20% female. And now it's starting to flip. But it's like, it's so funny. I think my engagement is so fucking low because all of my followers on Instagram, especially, like, I had all these like dudes following me. Okay. And now, like, okay, literally ever since I got engaged, not since I got engaged, I've been in a relationship. So I haven't been single for like 2 years now. And I swear ever since that happened, I'm just like, the engagement is down. Like, I'm not getting any new, my audience is like I'm trying to grow my female audience is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to speak to the ladies now and I was always speaking to the ladies, but it's like, I'm really trying to take that seriously and like try to switch it for real because like, it's annoying. I'm talking about all this stuff that I like it's like for the girls. Okay. It's not for the guys. So if you're a guy, keep fucking scrolling. Like, I just want to recruit, recruit the girls. This is, what am I saying? This next segment is what it's a theory I have about makeup. Okay. It's a theory I have about makeup and, it's something that I think is going to be like a new wave. So we'll get into that. But the last thing I want to talk about supplement wise is honey. Okay. I got this at a local grocery store. This is not, I got to get a different type of honey. This is wildflower honey. I meant to get the raw honey, but yeah, what am I saying? I've been taking like a teaspoon of honey every day. It's good for like, it's like extremely anti-inflammatory, antibacterial. It's like carnivore Aurelius, I think, eats this, and he like drizzles it on his steak sometimes, and like makes it seem like it's the best thing ever, and it's like nature's like cure for everything. So raw honey, I've heard so many great things about, especially for men and testosterone. Like if you're now I'm talking to the guys. Hey dudes, if your T's low, fucking take a teaspoon of honey every day. Raw honey. You want raw local honey. So those are my supplements. Again, energy's up. I feel like this is helping me fire on all cylinders. And you know, so the supplements, eating more red meat. I am prioritizing sleep in a new way, where I'm doing the no phone thing. I'm like really trying to get that full 8 hours where I'm going to bed earlier so I can fall asleep. Like I get into bed at like 9 to 5. I wake up at 5. That's less than 8. 8:30. Like sometimes I get into bed at 8 and I'm out by 9. So I'm just like, you know, doing that little tweak with the sleep. And I also take a neck massager, and I'm big on like massage or yoga before bed. So I take this neck massager thing and I just go to town on my neck, and I put on my blue light blocker glasses because Corey's watching Suits. Like I have not kept up with a single fucking episode of Suits. I just see it in the background and I'm kind of following the story. But like the latest thing is I'm drinking my magnesium and my tart cherry juice with my fulvic acid mineral drops. Okay. I do my skincare routine, my shower. I drink my little magnesium cherry shit. I lay in bed with my blue light blockers on. Suits is on. And I've got my neck massager going. And sometimes I put my blackout face mask on and I zone out. And I've never slept better. So lavender oil on the feet, essential oil on the feet is also good. I've been doing that. Just trying to like get the good sleep and feel good. And, you know, yeah, I feel I'm very like, yes, fucking finally, you know what I mean? I feel I'm like super, I'm like finally, you know what I mean, about all this stuff. So, I know there's probably more I could be adding in. I didn't mention wellness formula. You guys know I've talked about, I took in the course of the pandemic, I probably went through 30 bottles of this shit. These are like my tried and true, like good for everything immunity supplements. Especially if you're feeling like you're getting sick, take like 6 of these every few hours. You'll knock it in a day. Yeah, there's probably more I could be taking, but this is the current lineup, and I'm not a nap bitch anymore. I here and there I'll take a little power nap, but it's nothing like it was before, where I'm literally tired at 9:30 a.m. Like that's how bad it's been. Like, I think a good example, let me just be honest. Like I woke up on days where I drink and then I wake up the next day, I'm not like taken out. Like I don't feel that bad. 'Cause like, you guys know that I've been more social lately. I've been drinking more than usual, blah, blah, blah. And, the hangovers like they're not really there. Honestly, it's only if I drink like, mixed drinks. I don't really drink that. I don't really drink those anymore, but, that's when I get like the worst hangovers anyways. Why are we talking about alcohol now? Let's get into the next helpful tip or whatever. And my theory about makeup. Before I get into the makeup thing, speaking of being hungover or drinking or whatever, I am being more social. I'm getting drinks with a new friend in a few hours, and I'm going to a birthday party, like a party tonight. So, yeah, it's going to be this is like how I'm kicking off Labor Day weekend, just getting turned. Okay. I mean, as everyone should. It's fucking, you got one life, just fucking live it. You know what I mean? There's like a quote that says that. It's like, you don't get 2 rides, you get 1 ride. Okay. not saying partying and drinking is good for you or anything, but just I like having fun and being around people and having a good time. So yay. Okay, I have this theory about makeup. So I've noticed this shift in makeup trends happen, as I'm sure you have, where everyone refers back to the 2016 makeup look where it was like super drawn on, thick brows, and the Anastasia, that one palette, the like reddish eyeshadows and the super like thick winged eyeliner and the super white concealer. And we all know what that makeup look was. Okay, so I've seen this shift from that to obviously the Hailey Bieber clean girl makeup, where it's all about the skin and it's all dewy and minimal and like very just light and pretty makeup. So with that being said, we've also seen a shift in the way people consume makeup and buy it, where back in the heyday, it was all about like more is more. Okay, you're literally collecting makeup and you're storing it in these like white IKEA. Do you guys remember those white IKEA drawers everyone had? Like, you're collecting makeup, you're putting it in all these containers and drawers, and it was like a feel good thing to have like 42 eyeshadow palettes and like 62 blushes, and it was like that was the goal, right? And I think people's consumption habits are changing, obviously, because of what's going on in the economy and inflation. Everything's more expensive now, and people are, they're not prioritizing. I don't know. I mean, makeup is still, don't get me wrong, extremely popular, but people's spending habits are changing right now. And I think I'm just thinking of myself and the way I look at my makeup. I'm like, and this is kind of where I got this idea. I feel like it's cool now it's going to be cool to have a personalized, curated collection of literally just a few things. And I'm saying singular items that are the only ones you use, if that makes sense. Like when I think of and I thought of the reason why I'm saying this is, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and I'm not wearing as much makeup on a day-to-day basis like I used to, or I just don't, or I work from home and it's just not really a big part of my life anymore. Like when I used to work in an office, I was pouring on thick every day. You know what I mean? In high school, I was pouring it on thick. In college, like I always had like a full face of makeup on. But what I've realized is like now I literally walk out the door with a little makeup pouch, and I literally do my makeup in the car with Corey all the time because it's I love doing my makeup in the car. I can't explain it, but like there's something so, like if I know we're on a 30-minute drive to go somewhere and I've done my hair and I've got my outfit ready, but I haven't done my makeup, I love doing it in the car on the way. So I've noticed I just grab a few things and I'm like, I just use these things on a day-to-day basis. And I think that's going to be what I'm trying to get to, is that might be a new trend where it's going to be cool to just be like these are my things. These are my little, this is my makeup look. These are my personal faves. And they're singular items. So I'm looking at a concealer, a blush, a bronzer, a powder, one eyeshadow palette, an eyeliner, a brow pencil, a lip liner, and a lip stain. That's it. And that's all I use. So let's start with here we go. Okay, this is my personal collection. I'm gonna hold it up for the camera. Just some of it. So why am I doing this? Is this stupid? Is this hitting anyone in the soul right now? Like it hit me. I'm like, I don't know why this makes me feel good. I'm like, this is my makeup. And I don't, it's you know what it is? It's decision fatigue or whatever, because I have a lot of makeup sitting in these drawers next to me. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I don't have any other makeup besides this, but I feel like there's something extremely satisfying, or it makes me feel good to be this is my daily makeup and this is all I use and this is me. This is my face in makeup. This is so stupid, but whatever. Okay. So yeah, every day. So I'm a skincare chick. I really prioritize that. I think it's all about, yes, I'm a big skincare is makeup girl. I think that's where it starts, but I do my skincare. I put on my SPF, and then I just dab on this NYX Bear With Me concealer in the shade Vanilla all over my discoloration on my eyelids to take out the veins. Like, I start with that. Then it's just like so like simple. I do this, then I draw on my brows with this NYX, or I fill them in. I don't draw them on. It's not fucking 2016. I fill in my brows with this NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen. It's kind of like a marker. It's my favorite for brow pen. Okay. Or again, these are like, this is me. Okay. This is me. This is my daily makeup. It's just for me. You don't have to copy this. I'm not trying to influence you to buy this, but think of your collection. Like, what is it that you use every day? And just like pull it aside and look at it and be like, oh, that's my little curated makeup collection. And I thought about it too. I'm like, what if I had another mini collection of like my going out makeup, where I pick out like a smoky eyeshadow palette, and I pick out like a coal black eyeliner, and I pick out like a contour you know what I mean? Like, this might not be the girls that are trying to do full faces and like glam like that. I don't think this is for you. But if you're like a everyday makeup, light makeup chick, maybe this will be fun for you to do. Just like, I don't know why before I record this, I was like, this is so fun. I'm like pulling out all my little makeup and just things that I use every day. So after brows, I have this is a new purchase, but this is like a ride or die, and I get why everyone loves it. My Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. Okay. Dab this on the cheek. I just do a little warmth. I don't do like a full contour routine. I just do like a little cheekage. And then I go in with my is that how you say it? Poppy blush, cream blush. Okay. Sometimes, now I do this thing where I have the Say blush and I also have Benetint. These are 2 new purchases, but like already my ride or dies, or my like holy grails. Sometimes I'll do Benetint on the lips as a stain and the cheek. Or sometimes I'll do this Say blush as a lip and like I'll do cheek and lip, or I'll switch, or I'll like do lip, cheek, like I'll mix them up. So, but yeah, Say blush, Charlotte Tilbury contour wand, NYX concealer. This is all like drugstore stuff. Or not all of it. It's like both. My Essence Lash Princess. Okay. I've probably bought 50 of these. This is $4.99 on Amazon. It's the best mascara I've ever used. Okay. That's my mascara. I have my Sephora gel, rouge gel lip liner in the shade Rum Raisin. This is my OG favorite lip pencil. Okay. And this is the same shade as Benetint. So this together looks beautiful. And then for eyeliner, or no, let's do eyeshadow. I could go, I don't know why, like I want a smaller shadow palette than this, so it's more like compact and cute. My Too Faced Natural Matte, I use like 2 of the shades. Or I use like the light shades and then the warmer mid-tone shades. Boom, that's my eyeshadow palette for my little personalized collection. I've got this NYX. Why does this seem like a lot, like way too much makeup now? Like I was trying to paint this picture, like everyone's gonna have like their cute little like 2-item collection. I mean, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's maybe the thing is like you have 10 or less items. Okay, whatever. There's no rules. This is just my new little thing I'm doing. So I've got my brown eyeliner, waterproof eyeliner from NYX, and my Wet n Wild. This is like my favorite black liquid liner. My Wet n Wild black liner. And then my Fit Me, Maybelline Fit Me powder, loose powder to set the shiny spots with, or in the shade Fair. That's it. Okay. So that's my, now I'm not trying to call out this trend before it happens. I'm just saying, like, I think it's kind of fun to have just like, to use the same things on a daily basis. I'm sure everyone already does this, but like pull it aside and look at it and be like, oh, that's my little curated makeup collection. It's just for me. It makes me happy. I don't know how to explain it. I did like honorable mentions here, like my CC cream from It Cosmetics and my e.l.f. Halo Glow, but like, honestly, okay, this is nuts. Why am I making such a big deal about this? But like, I don't know, makeup makes me excited. So like, I rarely use this. Even if I'm doing a full face, I would rather do concealer and a little powder and let my skin show, like this NYX concealer, than paint on this like CC cream stuff with the Halo Glow. Like I used to do this combo, and every time I do it now, I just feel like I'm wearing a mask. So I'm a changed woman. I'm literally like a light makeup girl. Obviously, you know, when I podcast, like I pour it on thick sometimes for like the camera, but not today. I mean, I'm literally wearing, have I had a booger in my eye this whole time? I feel like I'm really shiny too. Holy shit. Oh fuck. We're doing a little intermission here to fix the face. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like trying to lighten it up, make my life a little easier. I have some other things in my bag here that are like kind of random. Like I do have the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, my favorite lip gloss from Lawless Beauty, Forget the Filler. But yeah, it's just like again, it's like satisfying to just have a few things and that's what you use, and you're not like bombarded with like 52 different makeup products all the time. And like every time you sit down to do your makeup, you're like, I don't know. I think it's fun. You know what? I used to do this back in the day. I think in like college, I would have like my daily makeup basket, and then I would have like my full collection somewhere else. But like my daily makeup was always in a little thing. Makes me happy. It's a dumb thing that makes me happy. Maybe you might think it's stupid, but there. Curated makeup collections, I think is going to be maybe like a new trend, a new thing. It's probably already a thing. Everything's a thing. That's the thing. Everything's a thing. Everything's a thing. This could be a new segment I could do right now. I could do a full rant on how, think of something, it's already a thing. Everything's a thing. Everything has been deconstructed, overanalyzed, over discussed. It has been overly talked about, overly debated. Everything is like a thing. Yeah. Just pick something. I literally could pick one of these supplements I talked about earlier. I could be like, honey. There's probably 42 lanes on the internet with 42 different opinions on honey, where they've discussed 42 different ways. They've discussed honey in 42 different ways. And there are 42 different opinions about why honey is great and why honey sucks. And it's probably already a thing. Hairbrushes. I just recently came across a TikTok about how hairbrushes that have the squishy thing are getting moldy, and it's why your hair is so greasy. And so if you ever use a normal hairbrush like this, or you should throw them all away and you shouldn't use one like this ever again. And you should get hairbrushes that don't have a squishy pad, and they should be like, they should have holes in the back for air to go through. Okay. Speaking of hair, again, everything's a thing. I've seen a video recently discussing how back in the medieval days or whatever the fuck, early 1900s, not the medieval days, women didn't like washing their hair or using soap on their hair because it would strip the natural oils. And so they used these bristly brushes, and the brush hairs would absorb the oil as they did like 300 strokes a day on their hair or something. And it would absorb the oils, and their hair would never look greasy because they use these special brushes to suck the oil out. Like, okay, that's a thing. Just like all the makeup I just show you, this is a thing. All the chemicals women put on their bodies every day. Like everyone, within the first hour a woman wakes up, there's like already 500 chemicals in her body after she brushes her teeth and fucking puts a tampon in. It's like, that's a thing. It's like fucking drinking water's a thing. I heard to drink a gallon. Then I heard drink water with salt. And then I heard drink trace mineral drops in your water. That's a thing. I mean, this goes on and on and on. This is called internet brain information overload. Too much information. It's like, what's the solution in all of this? What do I always say? Do what works for you. Figure it out. Dabble in it all. Figure out what works for you. Pick and choose. Don't get too... I see people that get sold so hard on a certain idea to the point where it becomes religious, and I'm like, it's like, how did you get there? You know what I mean? I'm too skeptical about shit. I question everything to the point where I don't think I'll ever be sold 100% on anything. Like, trying to think what I'm sitting around here that I'm like, obsessed with though, where I'm like, I believe in it. I feel like beef liver. Like, I don't think you can go wrong with beef liver. But yeah, and then I talked about steak, and I saw that it's still classified as a carcinogen or something, and it causes cancer. Like, it's still like fucking, again, it's always something. Coffee's probably bad for you. Fucking, oh, I got these new headphones. They're Bluetooth headphones for the gym. I know that this is frying my brain and giving me like radiation, EMF radiation. Like, is there anything wrong with diamonds on your finger? Like, does this metal fuck you up over time? I'm sure the Apple Watch is fucking me up, radiating my wrist and causing, I don't fucking know. But okay, I need to get back into the podcast topics. I feel like I've veered off so far. Are we on like hour 2? So those were my couple show and tells. I did the supplements and I did the makeup, the little makeup collection. So I'm gonna round this episode out with let's talk about a couple things I saw on the internet. You're on the podcast if you're talking right now.
Well, I'm just saying to myself, go horse 2, horsey, horsey, go, horsey, horsey.
Go horse 2? What one was that?
Go horse 2. Oh, London Gentleman. Remember yesterday, race 6, London Gentleman?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Right, well, I'm getting the dog food.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I got toothpaste.
You got toothpaste?
I hope you like peppermint.
Oh, boy. I
got a new flavor.
Did you have just a splendid time gambling yesterday?
Yeah, I did. I'm still thinking about it. I talked about it on the podcast today.
Oh, good. I mean, am I on it right now?
You're
literally?
Live on the air, honey.
Oh, my goodness.
I put you on speaker, so if you have anything, you want to say anything to the audience?
Well, you've won, I think, 4 out of the 6 races, and I think you might be a compulsive gambler now with horse racing.
Just following in my father's footsteps.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Well.
Sounds good. Keep on keeping on. Just calling to say hi.
Hi. Okay, well, I'm getting drinks later, and then we're going to meet for the birthday, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're going at what time, 4?
Yeah.
Okay, have fun. I'll see you at 5:30 at the house.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. All right.
All right, love you.
Love you. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Always calling and checking in. He thinks I'm a compulsive gambler. I don't like losing money. I don't think I'll ever have a problem with gambling because I just don't. There's like nothing worse than that. Like, you put $20 into something and you like walk away with zip. It's like even $20. I'm like, fuck that. Okay, so I forget what I saw on the internet. What have I been doing? Oh, Reddit. Okay, so I make a lot of observations here on the show about what I see online, and I tend to be extremely like judgy, and I have a lot of opinions about how people conduct themselves. And then at the same time, I ask myself the same, like, whatever I'm judging in other people, I like flip it back on me, and I'm like, is that how I come across? Like, I'm always checking in, because one of my biggest values or whatever is like or core is like self-awareness and not being oblivious to your actions and how you conduct yourself in this world. So Reddit's insane. I did not know. So like, I'm so late to the whole like influencer snark game. I didn't know that people, I've heard about Reddit. Like, I've always heard about it, and like here and there I'd Google something and then I would get redirected to Reddit, but I never really understood how it worked. I recently just watched that GameStop documentary about how the Wall Street Bets community on Reddit blew up GameStop or whatever, and a bunch of people like made money and lost money. I saw the power of Reddit through that documentary, and I like or like when that whole thing happened. So I've heard about it. I'm now a participant where I'm like or not participant. I'm not Redditing myself, but, or making posts, but, haven't yet. But, I'm now like following and seeing what people are talking about. And the whole reason I'm doing this segment to end the show is because I feel like my biggest takeaway is that like people on Reddit that are quote unquote snarking and commenting about these influencers they follow and keep up with, like the big YouTubers, the big bloggers, the big podcasters, the big, you know, like literally anyone and everyone who's like a main public figure in the content world or whatever is talked about on Reddit. And the tone or like what I get, and I relate to this, and this is why when I see people post, I'm like, damn, we've been thinking the same, like whatever I've been thinking about this person, other people are thinking about this person, like we're all thinking the same thing, and yet the person continues the behavior and they continue to do it and they're still that way, and it's like, it's icky. I'm like, it seems like people are fans, they genuinely like aspects of these influencers they're snarking about and that they're posting about. They're genuinely like rooting for them, like they like them, or they want to see the best in them. And the reason they're posting on Reddit is because they're like, I don't get why they're this way. Like I don't get, there's like this thing about them where they're like like they're just blind to their own bullshit or the way they post or act or like talk about stuff, or they're so ignorant, or they're so whatever it is they're and yeah, this my thought about it all was like, damn, it's like these people need to like I don't know if they're so what's the fucking word, it's just the whole like culture of influencers or the whole like personality, it's like super they're notoriously extremely narcissistic, and they have like God complexes, they think they're holier than thou, and you know their shit doesn't stink and blah blah blah. But yeah, it's just funny to see, like when I read stuff, I'm like, I know this is gossip and you know it's like negative, but like some people I hope, like if I was to read, okay, if I was I'm not going to drop names, but if I was to read the posts, these types of posts about myself, first of all, I'm like, what would people shit talk about me on Reddit about? Like what would I feel like I keep it so like not that I'm trying to please everyone and make, and no matter who you are or what you do, you're going to have enemies and people that don't like you for whatever reason. But, yeah, if I was to read these kinds of posts about myself, I'd be like, damn, I'd be like, fuck. I don't know. Like I would take notes, because I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned in my 20s is when someone gives you criticism or critiques your actions, like it's good and healthy to consider their point of view. I think it's good to question yourself and go, why am I this way, or what is it that I'm doing that, or like how can I correct this behavior, because every time I'm this other person talks to me, this same problem comes up or whatever. Like it's the whole self-awareness thing, and not just going through life like a bulldozer and not caring about how you affect other people and how you make them feel, because it's, yeah, like, I don't know. So, yeah, if more of these influencers read their own snark pages, I think they'd probably like evolve and become better people, or like more like maybe self-aware, like humble, like humans. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's baffling to me. I feel like, because here's what happens. All these people are put on a pedestal, right? They're influencers or celebrities or whatever. They're all put up here. They've got millions of followers, subscribers. They're huge, right? And everyone puts them up here on a pedestal because of that. And yet, like society or whatever, the internet sphere regards them as like those people, those influencers, those celebrities. And yet it's not like what I'm seeing. It's not like Redditors are trying to tear them down. It's like Redditors are crying out to them saying like, look at yourself, look at you, like you're ridiculous, you're cringy, you're so full of shit, you're so superficial and fake, and you're lying to your followers. Like they're like literally like posting this stuff. It's not that they're sad people that are like they have nothing better to do with their lives. I think they come from a place of like wanting better for these influencers, it's almost like a frustration thing. So and I know there's obviously people that are pure hate and they just literally have nothing better to do with their lives than to like shit on other people. But yeah, it's an interesting thing to scroll through, and it's kind of addicting. I get why people are addicted to Reddit, and I just got on it, and for some reason it's like I immediately got Reddit, and like all of the influencer snark stuff is what came on my timeline. Like I don't even think I followed it. It's just like what, like it just shows up. So I know there's a lot of I follow like wedding communities, podcasting communities now. I'm like trying to find different threads of like what I'm interested in. Obviously the Fuper Trooper or whatever H3 Reddit thread, I always hear him talk about that on the H3 podcast. I'm always hearing about Reddit, and I feel like, yeah, honestly, let me pull up their Reddit right now. What's it called? H3 yeah, 589,000 Fupa Troopers. So yeah, I'm a Fupa Trooper now. I officially they just lost Shredder. Rest in peace, Shredder. That's so sad. I know their little dog just died, but yeah, it's like crazy. Like fuck. Just people being, I don't know. I get the whole like people just, the whole like, oh, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I'm going to post whatever, I'm going to do whatever. Who cares about what other people think? But that kind of goes too far in the influencer world sometimes. Is like, damn, like, you know what? I think the frustration is it's when these people are put on such a big pedestal and people are like bow down to them and are so like they think of them in such a big way, and yet the way they act is so like cringy and so back. It just doesn't align. You're like, what the fuck? It just it's like speaking of that, I have this thing about me, and this has come up a couple times in the last year where I've been introduced to a person. This is not about Reddit anymore, by the way. I've been introduced to a person, but before I'm introduced to them, I'm told about them. I'm told about how, you know, successful they are and how they have all of these, you know, accolades and like people, they know this person and that famous person, they do this thing with this, like whatever. They're just like I'm primed with this kind of information. So when I go into the meet and greet, like when I go in to meet them, I'm basically like under the impression that like everyone bows down to them and thinks they're like a god because they have all these connections and they do all these amazing things and they have all it's always like, oh, they're so rich, they have so much money, blah, blah. So here's this thing about me that I don't know if this is just an ego thing, and I'm like, I don't know where this comes from, but those are sometimes my favorite people to meet because I am so tough with those types of people. I almost need them to prove it to me. Like I pretend like I don't know shit about it. Like I don't know shit about their success. I don't know shit about who they are. I don't care about their title and their ranking in society and their social hierarchy. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I'm going to meet you for who you are right now in front of me, and I'm going to go off of that. And so anyways, when this encounter I had months back now, but was a great example of how the way everyone talks about this person is as if they're like a fucking god, and like everyone literally sucks their dick, kisses their ass everywhere they go. Like it's like a thing. And when I met them, I'm like, they were, it was so not what I was so unimpressed. I was like not impressed, and I was just like disgusted almost on how they were acting and how they were treating me and who I was with. It was just like, what the fuck, you know? So I hate that whenever people, I always question that. if a bunch of people are talking about a person that way and they're like bowing down to them, I'm like, I'll see. I don't like that kind of energy around people. It pisses me off. Cause I don't like, it makes me feel icky. I'm like, cause in my mind, like that shit doesn't matter. All the money stuff, the fame, the social hierarchy, the status, that's what it is. The clout, the status, the clout. It's like, that doesn't matter. And so when people talk about another person and they stack those things up with that person's name, I'm like, I don't okay, cool. What am I supposed to be? Impressed? Am I supposed to like feel a certain type of way when I'm around them and I meet them? Like that makes me shut down and go the opposite. I go, okay, I'm going to pretend like I never heard that. And now I'm even more motivated to meet this person and to really see what they got, because what the fuck? I just think that's like what's wrong with this world, is how people, the whole like putting other people on a pedestal thing just because of like who they know and how much money they have. Like, what in the fuck? Or like name droppers, people that drop names. It's so I'm like, I don't care. It's not it doesn't impress me. I feel like the reason people do that and they say those things is it's all about like impressing you, and it doesn't. I'm not impressed. I think that's my one of my qualities whenever I'm around people that come across, or whenever I'm around people that, again, I don't know if this is an ego thing. Maybe it's because I have a sense, or I sniff out that they think they're hot shit. And so because of that, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to let that energy, I'm not going to succumb to, or like allow that, you know what I mean? So I just like when people are down to earth and humble and just like normal. I just like normal ass fucking people. There's so many, like, it's like social media just F's so much up in this world. It's great in so many ways, and it also shitty in so many ways. And I feel like, especially where I live, and like sometimes when I meet people and I'm around people, I'm just like, it's so ugh. It's just bad. It's just icky. It makes people act so weird, and I don't like it. Dude, I didn't talk about fucking this whole like Dylan Dennis posting Nina Agdal, is that Agdal her last name, Logan Paul's fiance, all over his fucking Twitter and shit. They're fighting, or like, when's the fight? Yeah, that's happening right now. There's a lot of like social media, speaking of how stupid social media is sometimes, there's a lot of like drama on the internet, as always, happening right now. So it's my 3-year podcast anniversary next week, and I've been writing down some I've been reflecting on my podcast, and I'm pulling out some common themes, or some of them. I've been reflecting, I've been writing, and I've been trying to filter out what I talk about the most and what the main themes of my show consistently are, or have been over the last 3 years. It's really interesting, like how there's so many. I go all over the place, as always. Like, it goes from me popping off about wanting to be an industry plant to fucking influencer snark on Reddit, to went to the horse races, and what else? I'm taking these new supplements, and whatever. Like, it's just a mixed bag of a little bit of everything. It's my life. It's like a self-titled show. It's like, what am I like that structure, because I feel like I can express myself fully, and I can literally get all of me out there without feeling like I'm in a box. Because if I was to stick to a little narrow niche, I feel like I would just, I don't know, like maybe I could just turn into the supplement chick, and I could like nerd out with you guys about supplements. And again, I'm not a nutritionist or a doctor. I don't feel qualified to even recommend any of this stuff, or like I feel like I can recommend it from my experience, but you know what I mean? So when I've been reflecting and like going through my old notes and all that about my show, it's like there's some clear core values and themes that make me really proud of like what I've built here. As crazy as it gets sometimes, and as wild and as immature and as controversial, I feel like what I've built in the last 3 years is very like wholesome, or like I always come back to these core values that make me really proud of like my show and what I talk to you about here. And I feel like I'm actually, my why and like my what I'm doing is, it's like net positive. Like I want to create a positive impact in this world. Like I often, it's like what I did today with the Reddit thing and the influencer thing. It's like I observe things in the world that I don't like, and then I try to like work out how I would change them or how I think they could be improved. Like I'm always like trying to make, like that's where okay, here's what it is. Whenever I'm complaining and I'm ranting and I'm popping off, and you know how I get here, it gets a little psycho sometimes. I have this thing inside of me where I'm like, it's like I can't fix everything in the world, but I just want to make the world a better place, and I want the world to be better. And it's like a natural reaction to these things, like observe, critique, maybe influence some change out there through people listening to my show. I don't know. Or put in a new idea in someone's mind that they didn't think before that might positively impact their life. Like, I don't know. But that's kind of the cycle. And again, it comes back to a place of like passion, and I care, and I want better for this world and our, the young people my age and younger, and the up and coming generations, my kids someday. Like, it's such a, I know everyone says this, but it's such a strange dynamic time we're living through, where it's so like, I don't even want to get into the fucking election coming up. It's election season. Like, I think the older you get, the more you know about, and the more miserable you can become because you know too much about how the world works, and you start seeing things that are so ass backwards and upside down. And I'm trying to navigate that. Like every year I get a little older, a little wiser. And it's, just a crazy thing to kind of, I've seen this in the last 29 years. I've just seen such a, like an acceleration of the fuckery unfold in this world in a way that's so strange, obviously because of the internet and social media, but also with politics. And I'm just trying to, again, keep it positive, even if I'm complaining and ranting and bitching. Like the reason behind it all is because I care, and I genuinely want better for the world. And but man, talk about in the last 3 years, it's like I can't think of a better way to explore your personality than podcasting. Like, it's crazy. I don't know why I'm doing my 3-year podcasting anniversary episode at the end of this episode. Like, I should say this for next week, but I'm thinking about it now because it's going to be episode 350, and I do want to come out with a bang. I have some recommendations on what I should talk about, but or like what I should do on it, but we'll see. So, all right, that's it. I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for hanging out. And please, before you leave, hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening right now. I'm on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Breaker, wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you subscribe to the show and leave me a review while you're there. Give it 5 stars, and that'll help people find the show, find out about the show if you write something. And if you're interested in the bonus content, head over to patreon.com/tjms. That's my subscription platform where you can access bonus content, vlogs, extra podcasts, etc., for $5 a month. Patreon.com/tjms. And of course, I cannot leave out TikTok. Follow me on TikTok at Jacqueline Monroe. I'm posting clips over there. I'm posting lifestyle clips. I cooked a steak last night. I taught you how to cook a steak. I'm doing like the housewifey content over there. As you know, I'm engaged and I'm planning a wedding, so lots of that kind of stuff over on my TikTok at Jacqueline Monroe, Instagram at Jacqueline Monroe, and YouTube. Oh my God, there's so many places to follow me. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The full video will be on YouTube and Spotify for you to watch. As always, you can watch them there. That's it. Love you. Thanks for being here, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.
I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you gon' wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now